I played games my whole life, but I didn't feel like I was any different than anybody else. It wasn't until I started competing that I realized there was no women at all in the competition. As I was growing up, I really was into pretty much everything from sports, art, technology, science. I got really lucky, I guess, because I was able to make a career out of my passion that I've been doing for 15 years.
She's not just been doing it, she's been killing it. A brilliant and professional Counter-Strike Global Offensive competitor with 5 world championships, Harvey is a walking poster child for women in science, technology, and esports.
I think harassment and bullying, especially cyberbullying, is something that we need to tackle as a generation.
The Gamergate controversy of 2014 shone a spotlight on the dark corners of the video game industry, men harassing gamers with threats of sexual violence, death, and the doxing of their home addresses, all for being female in a male-dominated industry.
We know that bullying now goes with cyberbullying. We cannot disconnect. Somebody will hurt you on the internet.
You had to deal with cyberbullying as you were coming up in the ranks?
Yeah, it's impossible not to face cyberbullying. And it's easy to target me because I'm different in gaming, but it happens to everyone. I don't think it's a video game problem. I really strongly believe it's a society problem.
Harvey has a solution to shoot down the bullies. I'm Michael Hainsworth, and this is Futurithmic.
So this place is going to fill up soon with kids who want to make it into the major leagues.
This is more like a Sunday baseball tournament in your local neighborhood.
Right.
But who knows, like that's how I started.
I got a little bit of video game history of my own. I'm thinking maybe we ought to do a little player versus player.
Yeah, this is a really bad idea. Do you need to warm up? Let me know when you're ready.
Go.
All right, let's go.
All right. Oh, took one to the shoulder.
I see you.
Oh, I think I felt that one.
Oh!
Did I just get you?
That's really good. Ah.
Oh, now it's over. I owe you a beer.
No drinking contest. Let's just enjoy our beer.
Yeah, you probably win that one too. How do we encourage more women to participate in esports? Because if you look around here, for every woman in this bar, there are 12 men.
In the non-gaming section. In the gaming section over there, there's no women over there.
Right, okay. So you're saying that there's nobody in that other room that's female. Why not?
It's a lot more complex than just what male versus female or harassment. It's a lot of factors together, right? But it causes this issue. The people that are adults that can be in this bar were not introduced to gaming at a young age. If they were women, if they were men, they pushed it to be a boys' club. I fight for gender equality and just overall diversity equality.
Stephanie Harvey is one of the players recognized for making a difference by speaking up and inspiring a new generation of women in gaming. Her tenure as a game designer at Ubisoft and her success as a player give her unique insights. Ms. Harvey turned her advocacy against gender discrimination into an online community, Miss Clicks. She's all about addressing the needs of women and geek culture in video gaming.
I founded, I would say 5 years ago with a couple of my girlfriends, initiatives to have a geek and gaming culture safe space.
And safe spaces are needed. Gamergate accused women of not being true gamers, and it got violent quickly. Game developer Zoe Quinn was the first target. Industry colleague Brianna Wu found herself in the crosshairs for defending Quinn's credentials. And when Stephanie Harvey spoke up, she too was threatened with rape, the release of her home address, and her home phone number. It got to the point where she questioned her safety going outside. But even kids without the profile of a world-class gamer are victims too.
So I asked every kid on this tournament dais if they had ever been cyberbullied, and only 1 in 4 said they were.
It's consistent with the stat I've read, so it's no surprise to me. A lot of people don't really agree on the definition of cyberbullying. I think most of these kids probably think it's long-term online harassment, when for me, if you get insulted in an online game, even if you never see that person again, I think that can be considered as cyberbullying. Where do you draw the line between harassment? Do you punish like any kind of harassment? Do you have people controlling that? You've seen older games try to slowly make a change, and you see new games with tools implemented directly at the launch. But it's still very minimal.
So something to make us feel like we're doing something
Yeah.
to solve the problem, but not actually solving it.
Annual revenues will soon cross into the billions. The global fan base exceeds 300 million. Leagues are being formed with brand investments that rival traditional sport.
But for the industry, it must recognize the importance of addressing cyberbullying in their games. Otherwise, I might not want to play their game anymore.
I think that's the most important point, is that these companies are now realizing that toxicity makes people leave their game. And especially in esports, where multiplayer is really dominant, you want your player to keep playing the games for years.
Well, this comes to your 3 solutions for cyberbullying.
I think it starts with you. You matter, you can make a difference. And you also need to focus on you.
If cyberbullying is as prevalent as it is today, are they really going to want to get into the game?
That's why it's so important for their entourage to be there for them as well. And that's friends and that's family. And I think that's something crucial that parents usually don't do, is support their kids' gaming habits. If a company is smart, they want to tackle cyberbullying so that players keep playing their game and invest money into their company. It's as simple as that.
Don't feed the trolls.
They say don't feed the trolls, but sometimes I've seen that if you start to play along and laugh with the trolls, not only does it stop it, but they start to be friends with you. So,
Kill them with kindness.
honestly, this is true. I think we're breaking this barrier, and I think in a couple of years it's gonna make a huge difference on all aspects of gaming, from making the games, doing the game, and playing the games.